there! I'm Jenny Ray Armstrong, author of Don't Hide Your Light Under a Laundry Basket. And today I'd like to share a bright idea about budgeting for people who hate budgeting. Now, you probably know how important budgeting is, both in taking care of your family and for contributing to kingdom work. But if you're anything like me, the very idea of making a budget is enough to make you break out in hives. I am not a details person, I am not a numbers person, budgets are hard for me. But we still need some sort of budget. My biggest problem with traditional budgeting is those little categories for things like clothing and cleaning supplies and toiletries. I mean, how are you supposed to go back to school shopping when you've got $20 a month budgeted for clothes throughout the year? It just doesn't work. And I'm sorry, but the last thing I want to do when I get home from a big shopping trip is sit down and sort out the receipts, figure out what goes in what column, plug it into a spreadsheet. No, what I really want to do when I get home from a big shopping trip is grab a slice of rotisserie chicken and go hide in my bedroom. So here's what I do. I pay our fixed expenses online and use a weekly cash budget for all the things that we buy in the course of the week. Here's how it works. First, you have to figure out how much money you make each month. If you're self-employed or have a variable income, estimate on the low end of what you expect to make, reasonably speaking. Then, write down all your fixed expenses for the month, things like rent, savings, loan repayments, and your tithe. I also include things like utilities and health insurance deductibles, estimating on the high end of what I expect to spend. Next, figure out your irregular expenses. These are things that you don't pay for every month, but that you know are coming, like property taxes, license tabs, and Christmas, maybe a family vacation. Add all of those things together and then divide it by 12, and put that much money aside in your bank account every month. I'd suggest a different savings or checking account. Add up your fixed expenses and your monthly allocation for irregular expenses and subtract that from your income. The amount you have left is what you've got each month for variable expenses like groceries, clothing, eating out, stuff like that. Divide that number by 4.5, the average number of weeks in the month for all you math geniuses like me, and take out that much cash every week. And once you're out of cash, stop spending. If you want to make a purchase that exceeds your weekly budget, like a bike for a kid or an anniversary getaway, just take out $10 or $20 a week from your weekly budget leading up to that until you've saved up enough money for it. The great thing about this system is that you don't have to track anything except how much cash you have left. And most of us can scrimp and save for a week if we need to. Also, there are all sorts of fun, world-changing things you can do with the change you get from it. Put it in a jelly jar and let your kids decide where to donate it once the jar is full. You can read more about this and other bright ideas in Don't Hide Your Light Under a Laundry Basket, 150 bright ideas for wannabe world changers. Until next time.